What is going on, girl? You cray cray. My name is Bleaves. We're here to talk about cryptocurrency, everything going on in the market. I hope everybody's having a great morning. We've got some news coming out. It's been pretty good so far, but a warning was just issued, and this is one that we might want to take note of at this point. Doesn't mean we're not ultimately going up. But we've got an analyst who is very, very scared. And it's not the analyst that you might be thinking. It's not a crypto bro like me that's telling you, I think the market is going to come down one more time. It is a bigger person in this space because they've seen it happen before. They see it happen every time. And they think that we are in a giant bull trap right now. So I'm going to talk to you about that. Also, we're going to talk about what is SUI, because a lot of people are wondering, and what is TRON? Because a lot of people are also wondering about that. And here's the thing. Just recently, one of the original founders of some of these big time crypto companies came out and was asked, if you had to hold, you can only choose, say, one or two tokens, what would you have? And the two that he said were SUI and TRON. And we're going to break that down for you. And we are going country today at a special request from Trail Boss. So let's kick it off. This is not financial advice, but I'm always right.
I can read a chart like a Superman, and I got a show that has a lot of fans. I'm streaming every day and almost every night. I bought some Bitcoin cause I see the light. You might wonder who I am, but don't forget that I'm the man. They call me Bleav. I'll do any chart you want me to. They call me Bleav. I'll break a crypto wallet down for you, for you. Built a crypto channel streaming live at night, and I'm the only YouTube streamer's always right. Every morning I go live and say to all you guys, don't fall for all these motherfuckers and their lies. You might wonder who I am, but don't forget that I'm the man. They call me Bleav. I'll do any chart you want me to. They call me Bleav. I'll break a crypto wallet down for you, for you. I don't know what to do, because my memberships are missing you. They call me Bleav. I'll do any chart you want me to. They call me Bleav. I'll break a crypto wallet down for you, for you. They call me Bleav. I'll do any chart you want me to. They call me Bleav. I'll break a crypto wallet down for you, for you.
All right, guys, we're at it right now. So if you are excited about anything in crypto right now, hold on for just a little while. We're going to talk about why you might not want to be. But before we get started with all of that, we're going to talk about a couple of different things. Number one, amongst them, because I think it's very important, is we're going to break down what is SUI. So for those of you that have not been paying attention, SUI is a level 1 blockchain, and let's get into it. So here's the important part, right? SUI is a layer 1 blockchain designed to make it easier for developers to create and deploy smart contracts. One of the main features of SUI is its ability to process multiple transactions simultaneously, which is different from traditional blockchains like Ethereum and Bitcoin that handle transactions one after another. This is a much more robust and bigger space, if you will, than what we've currently seen. So in the past, we've had very, very slow transactions, stuff like that. So to understand this better, imagine a single lane road and a multi-lane highway. More lanes are going to allow more cars to travel fast across whatever distance it is, making the whole system a lot more efficient. When you have problems with traffic, you add another lane. So SUI's parallel processing system aims to improve the network's efficiency and scalability. SUI network uses the Move programming language, which Facebook originally developed in its Diem project. Move allows developers to define custom assets on the blockchain. These assets are subject to strict ownership rules enforced by the language to prevent duplication, misuse, or accidental deletion. This feature makes Move suitable for building decentralized applications that require high security and reliability, which is extremely important for blockchains securing significant amounts of value. I might add here, we are already at the spot and at the point where SUI is actually part of a trust that is being used by Grayscale. Grayscale has a SUI trust right now. So let that sink in if you haven't already, because there's, look, this is, you know what, let me just show you the chart and you can see for yourself what's been going on here, because it's kind of wild. So SUI has, since the middle of August over here, just been on an absolute tear. Came to that bottom of 46. It's already up at $100.51 right now. And when you kind of zoom out and get into that March previous high, then this is enthusiasm. This is an enthusiasm for a blockchain that people are really into. And if you check the high over here, you see that range of $2.18, we're already almost back there. That means that this is something that people are excited about. Now, when you go to Theta, that's not happening. When you go to Tia, that's not happening. When you come back down here to most of these other projects, that's not happening. So this is one of those projects that people are very enthusiastic about. And when people are enthusiastic about it, that means price go up. So again, people are super excited about SUI. So let's continue. To process transactions, they employ a two-part system called Narwhale and Bullshark. Narwhale is responsible for grouping transactions into batches, while Bullshark sorts these batches into a specific order before they're approved. This unique approach is designed to help the SUI network achieve high transaction speed and throughput. So SUI serves as the native currency for the SUI network ecosystem. As a layer one network, SUI exists on its own blockchain, like many other altcoins that exist atop other blockchains, such as Ethereum. SUI covers transaction fees and contributes to network security through staking. Staking involves locking up SUI to support the network security and integrity. In return, stakers receive rewards similar to how you can lock up money in a long-term deposit with your bank and earn bonus interest. Additionally, by participating in staking, SUI holders contribute to the network's robustness and have an opportunity to grow their SUI holdings. Now, let's talk about pros. High scalability. The SUI network unique consensus mechanism enables parallel transaction processing and high throughput. They claim 125,000 transactions per second. Now, I know a blockchain, by the way, that does 8 million transactions per second, but it also, I'm not sure how high SUI could go with theirs. In fact, remember, only 6,000 transactions are processed per second with Visa. So there's no need for that massive amount for one individual company. It's about all of the companies combined. And what they say is they can do 125,000 transactions per second without compromising security or decentralization. So it's an interesting concept. Now, also, you get a passive income from staking. The project uses a delegated proof of stake consensus that has lower minimum staking requirements than other networks like Ethereum. This lowers the barrier of entry for stakers, enabling more SUI holders to earn staking rewards and contribute to the network security. This relies on a limited number of delegates to validate transaction, create blocks, resulting in faster consensus and shorter transaction confirmation time compared to other chains. Also, the programming language, it uses the Move programming language, which offers inherent security features and adaptability. Move's small object-centric model and modular initializers provide more flexible and efficient ways to interact with on-chain projects than the account-centric model used by other blockchains like Ethereum. Also, here are some of the problems, okay? There is a potential centralization risk, which does exist, by the way, with a lot of people. A small group of delegates are responsible for validating transactions on the blockchain. This concentration of power among a few participants causes concern about the network centralization. I think that, again, this is part of why some of these like BlackRock are excited about them, is because there is an opportunity to ensure consistency in the design, stuff like that. So even though it is listed as a con, even though it is a con, it is not considered a con to everybody. It's considered a con to decentralized projects, to DeFi. Also, voter apathy. If a significant portion of token holders become disengaged or apathetic, this would lead to a concentration of voting power among a few large stakeholders. A lot of cryptos are dealing with that. Now, the other thing is it hasn't been tested really on an established, like a more established level. Solana, which we know broke down quite a bit. Ethereum, which had its issues. It hasn't been really tested in that kind of high level. When you look at something like DeFi Llama and you get a kind of an idea, it did about $70 million in transactions yesterday. And in fact, it doesn't do a bad job. When it comes down to it, it is a top cryptocurrency. But here's the thing: if you were to just kind of break this down, you're looking at the number of protocols that are being used here. Ethereum is using almost 1,200. Solana is using 161. BSC almost 800. Arbitrum 700. Base 349. Polygon's using close to 600. Optimism 261. SUI only 40, and that probably at some point represents a bottleneck or a problem of some point. Avalanche 400, Phantom 330. Again, could be some of it because it's new, or look, or they're trying to keep it simple. It could be that KISS method, if you will, where they're trying to keep it simple, stupid. So the other thing is, while Move offers several advantages, it has a steep learning curve for developers accustomed to Solidity or other smart contract languages. This will initially limit the pool of developers able to build, and that could be what we're witnessing right now. People learning the Move language, people kind of migrating over. We'll see more protocols start to adapt to this, and we could possibly see an explosive sort of move. But also, as a newer blockchain, this is one of the other problems. It has a less mature ecosystem compared to Ethereum in terms of developer tools, decentralized applications, and user adoption. Building this ecosystem is going to take time and effort. So if you want to buy SUI, if you are interested in SUI, they are listed on Coinbase, they are listed on Binance, they are listed on Kraken, wherever you want, whatever major exchange you want to be on, SUI is on there right now. So in the event that you're looking to buy a bag of SUI, go to a centralized exchange, buy it. It is my recommendation that once you've purchased your SUI, please move it over into another wallet. Do not leave it on a centralized exchange. If you choose to do that, I'm not telling you that you should or should not do that. I'm telling you that I would prefer that you didn't do that. Use cold storage. I am a perfect example of learning the hard way. Make sure that you use cold storage for all of your crypto, to keep it off of exchanges, to keep it out of hot wallets, so that you can freely connect everything. Like I told you guys before, this computer is no longer connected to cryptocurrency in any way. So if I get quote unquote hacked again, it won't be for cryptocurrency, or it'll have to be some really advanced way to do it. So if you are so inclined and so interested, then SUI, as you get into some of the larger cryptocurrencies, then you will see right here, SUI is currently the number 22 cryptocurrency overall with a $4 billion market cap. Now, the question long term is going to be, what is the value and what is the upside? And if you just consider that things like Ethereum have a $300 billion market cap, BNB $82 billion market cap, Solana $70 billion. There is an enormous amount of room for SUI to grow. To get to the top 10 would be a 3x from where it is, but that would be going up against Tron in that context. But Ton has also done the same thing and made a massive move up there. So what I would say to this, and by the way, if you listened 2-3 months ago, or was it 2 months ago? Yeah, about 2 months ago. If you were listening to people who said buy SUI 2 months ago, like Ben and Cassie, then you could have gotten this at about a $1 billion market cap, and it's sitting at $4 billion right now. So it's made it, if you will, into the upper echelon of cryptos. Now the question is, how much can it run? And look, it is entirely possible if this thing goes to 100 billion market cap in this next run up. It's already got a grayscale trust on it. So if that's the case, then you would owe it to yourself to at least consider getting yourself a bag of SUI. So that being said, let's move on to the next one, and that is Tron. Tron was built in 2017 by Justin Sun. And listen, Justin Sun has been involved in a lot over the years with regards to he is a big money player in this business. The idea here was he wanted to create a scalable blockchain and a virtual machine that would allow content creators to share and monetize their content. It was hoped that this design would attract content creators who would maintain full ownership over their content by removing intermediary streaming services. In 2018, the Tron Foundation purchased BitTorrent, a peer-to-peer file sharing system. The intent of this was to use the system to facilitate faster content downloads and uploads. The content creation and sharing model didn't attract the following its designers had hoped for, so the blockchain was redesigned for dApp development. The foundation and blockchain were fully decentralized in 2021 and were turned over to the community. The foundation became known as Tron DAO, governed by its users using smart contracts. The Tron blockchain and network have been compared to Ethereum, but it operates differently. The Ethereum blockchain uses its native cryptocurrency Ether as a payment method. Tron uses bandwidth points as payments. By default, each user has 600 bandwidth point, which represents 600 bytes of data. Transactions are measured in how many bytes they occupy in a block. So if a transaction is larger than the amount allowed by default, the user must purchase more bandwidth points. More bandwidth points can be acquired by staking Tron. Tron uses staking in a consensus protocol called delegated proof of stake, just like SUI. Stakers receive checkpoint submission rewards by submitting a snapshot of the blockchain state in addition to being paid transaction fees. Additionally, the amount they have staked gives them more voting power in governance activities, such as voting for the 27 super representatives. Super representatives are nodes that propose blocks for the blockchain, so there's no mining or competitive puzzle solving for tokens. These nodes can also distribute rewards to super representative partners or candidates not elected to be among the 27 super representatives by setting a broker ratio in their wallet. The broker ratio is the ratio of rewards kept by the super rep for the rewards distributed to their partners. The super reps are not required to distribute the rewards, but their broker ratio helps them receive votes during an election. So they're incentivized to do that. Now, it's always difficult to predict what is going to happen with any kind of blockchain, but this organization, Tron DAO, appears to be active, sponsoring an event it calls a hackathon, where blockchain developers compete to build decentralized applications. Since late 2022, Tron's market price has made a slow, progressive climb. It had a market cap of 10 billion back then. It's now sitting at, as of right now, 14 billion. So 13 billion. So it's been able to move very well in this very difficult market. So now the question is, how do you get Tron? Now, it is not available on a lot of exchanges. So it's not available on Binance.us, Gemini, or Coinbase. So you will have to use some different methods in order to buy Tron. Now, to give you an idea of the markets that do support it, if you want to buy some Tron, Binance, OKX, Bybit, Upbit, Kraken, Gate.io, HTX, Bitfinex, KuCoin. And look, a lot of people do hold it. MEXC, BitGet, Binance Turkey, BingX. By the way, avoid BingX right now. BingX was hacked. BingX is under attack right now, and they've lost $40 million so far. Now, as you guys might know, WazirX is closing down, and they are screwing their customers over. So be very, very careful right now. BingX has been hacked, so get your crypto, if you can, off of BingX if you're using it. Bitmart, Bitthumb, LBank, Toko Crypto, XT, Binance. There's a bunch of different places where you can go get it. So you're not limited right now in how you can get your Tron. So there are plenty of different options for Tron. So make sure that you get yourself a little bit of Tron. And look, there are people out here that are big time players in this ecosystem, in this game. And they are telling you, just like Justin Sun is telling you, you should probably have a little bit of Tron. Now, I have, hold on, and I'll tell you. I have about $520 worth of Tron. So I'm practicing what I have $500 worth of SUI as well. So, and I just bought the SUI, by the way. I got the Tron the other day, but the SUI I just bought before this. So, because I definitely, once I started looking at it, I was like, you know what, this is, I don't want to miss out. I don't want to miss out on whatever happens next. So, and by the way, that was spot purchase. I didn't do futures trading on these because I do think this market is about to dip, but I wanted the exposure. If this goes back down, I'm going to accumulate a little bit more Tron. I'm going to accumulate a little bit more SUI. So just bear that in mind. And by the way, if you are looking for a place where you can for sure buy and you want to support me, over there in the corner is KCEX. KCEX currently has Tron for trading, a trading pair. So does CoinW, so does 2Bit, and so does MargX. So go check out any one of these four right here. It supports the channel. There's links in the description down below, and you'll be able to buy some of either one of these cryptos. And yeah, so and you can do futures trading with them as well. So that wraps it up. So the future of Tron. In May of 2024, by the way, Tron announced that Google Cloud had joined its list of super representatives, which are trusted network nodes and proposed new blocks for the blockchain. These representatives are voted on by the network after paying 10,000 Tron to become a candidate. So Google Cloud has entered the arena here with Tron. I would think that that should be a notification to you that this thing is probably about to explode in some way, and it's only a matter of time at this point. So guys, SUI, Tron, you need to have a little bit of each one of those. Now let's move on to some actual news. Michael Saylor has completed another $1 billion debt offering to buy more Bitcoin. When it was announced about the private offering a few months ago, they notified they would make it available, et cetera, et cetera. And then all of a sudden, boom, it was done and they bought. So now they're doing a completed private issuance of 1.01 billion in convertible senior notes. The original target was 700 again, but ended up becoming $1 billion by the end of this. So in case you're wondering, Michael Saylor is about to buy a lot more Bitcoin. And, you know, at some point, this is going to create a run on price. Long term, this is one of the more bullish things that you can possibly do, because if you remember, and if you just take this into consideration, Michael Saylor is going to continue buying Bitcoin. Michael Saylor is a large holder. The firm's holdings, by the way, are 252,220 Bitcoin. The average price was 39,266. So let that sink in. There were times a long time ago when people in finance were calling Michael Saylor crazy for doing this. And he's continued to accumulate with an average DCA of 39,266. And that holding, by the way, is now worth $10 billion. Imagine what happens to this company as he continues to do this and Bitcoin continues to rip and just continues to run through this bull run. And look, that big move, it's coming pretty soon. Michael Saylor going to be at the forefront of all of it. And what I meant to say when I was telling you that before, he's taken 252,000 Bitcoin. BlackRock holding a lot of Bitcoin. Bitwise, Fidelity, they're all holding a lot of Bitcoin. And guess what? Bitcoin is moving off of exchanges, and it's continuing to get more and more and more scarce. And if that is the case, then at some point very soon, Bitcoin is going to go on an absolute explosive move, because guess what? The bigs will now control a lot of Bitcoin, and they'll be fighting amongst themselves to create scarcity. And if you just remember this, I just want just so you guys understand, in the world right now, there are 77 million millionaires. all over the world. There's 78 million millionaires. There are only 21 million Bitcoin total. There are not enough Bitcoin for every millionaire to have a Bitcoin. If Bitcoin continues to be the store of value that it's becoming, if it continues to become a digital asset for the future, then just imagine what the value of your Bitcoin ends up being at that point. Just consider that there is an opportunity here for an explosive move by holding Bitcoin now. And look, one Bitcoin could make you a millionaire. So let's move on. And with that, actually, that was all we had. That was all we had. So now we're going to get into a little bit more, because I got a bunch of other things here that I wanted to go over, but I was going to show it to you how this goes right here. There we go. All right. So we've got a market analyst who's saying, don't buy stocks right now. This is not crypto, but crypto goes where stocks go. So after a 4-year hiatus, the Federal Reserve cut rates to 50 bips. And prominent stock market bull and head of Fundstrat, Tom Lee, has warned that investors should not take an entry position. He explained that the timeline between the rate cuts and the election in November could be a bull trap. He stressed that leading stocks could experience extreme volatility, and it's best to invest when things settle down. This Fed cut cycle, I think, is setting the stage for markets to be really strong over the next 1 month to the next 3 months. But what the stocks do between now and, let's say, election day, I think is still a lot of uncertainty. And that's the reason why I'm a little hesitant for investors to dive in. Besides Lee, several other analysts have acknowledged that leading stocks could turn volatile during the presidential election. The volatility usually peaks in mid-October, just weeks before the election. Small cap stocks could also be rising very, very soon as well. When you look at this market was up about 40 billion overnight and has since retraced just a little bit. Bitcoin was starting to rip, going up to a high of about 64,000 overnight, coming back down to 63,269. And really what they're saying is it's very simple. This is most likely the last opportunity for a big flush, if you will, of this market. So it is entirely possible that when you start to break down your liquidation points, and we're going to hit the refresh on this, the liquidation points you see here, it dipped down into this range, but then got bought back pretty good. So aggressively speaking, it's probably moving to 64,200, 64,300 coming very soon. But look at this pool of liquidity that's still kind of sitting down in this lower range right here. That amount right there is probably on tap. So I would sense that most probably you're going to see a play. Look at all the liquidity. There's so many people taking long positions right now because they think that this market is about to go through that explosive cycle, that they're feeling real confident in their positions right now. This did not look like this yesterday. Just remember that. Now, as you zoom out a little bit more, it doesn't look as aggressive. It looks, again, more like 64,300 is your target range. But all of this money sitting down in this range, again, this is only going down to about 56. There's an easy path for a huge amount of liquidity. And one of the big things that this market runs on is liquidity. The other thing that it runs on is more liquidity. So when you look at these positions down here and you see like the hot spot right now is about 57,000 overall. And I'm on the 1 month right now. And it's telling me that the most available liquidity currently sitting in this market, in this range, is at 57,000. So don't think for a second that we can't have a massive dump by a bunch of bears that pull us into just a huge dump to get down into that range to grab that money before the next spike. And the next spike is all-time high. And that's when we get up into the 75,000 range and start attacking those pools of liquidity. And by the way, once we start getting into those range, price is going to start shooting up drastically and quickly. Once we get into price exploration, and by the way, remember our price exploration the last time was, we hit about 73,000, and from there it's been kind of lower tops. I mean, let's look at this from a long-term perspective. Okay. What if top, 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 top? What if we're just headed down some more? What if this is just like every other pump that we've experienced for the last little while? And what if we're in that spot where, you know, we might run up here into the 67, 68,000. I told you guys that we would probably come up into that range, right? Well, we didn't make it here. We've been at a lower high. And right here is the question, what are we doing right now? And if you look at the wicks that have been established over the last 2 days, I want you to, you know, let's go back and let's look at every time there's a wick in this regard. Sometimes we see it, by the way, going up, but these are impulse moves. So now that we're at the top and we're getting these wicks, the last time we got wicks that looked like this right here was right here. And we ended up at 52,000 immediately after that. That's the risk that people are looking at right now. That's the concern that people are having when they're looking at these charts. Same thing over here. We had this move right here. And then what happened? It dipped all the way down here. Then it came back up. We did the wicks one more time, and then we dumped again, and it keeps happening. So what we're witnessing right now is either a consolidation for a breakout or another break back to the bottom to start grabbing liquidity. And by the way, it's not coincidence by any reason. It is not coincidence that the liquidity is sitting right there in that golden zone, that golden spot right there on this chart. Those two yellow lines, that's where that liquidity was sitting when you looked at that liquidity chart. So I would suspect and expect that we're probably going to see some interesting times going forward. Now, let's talk about a little bit more because we're not done yet. After that, we've got if you guys haven't already, there's a new sponsor for my channel, and it will sponsor my Bears channel as well. And it's called metalstacks.net. So if you are interested in joining the Precious Metals Club, on Monday, we're going to be releasing some of this, and you can become, and you can get involved in precious metals. And that's going to be, there's Metal Stacks is going to have like a coin of the month. There's for anybody who's stacking, by the way. And then also there's featured collectibles here. This one happens to be worth $169,000. So if you have an extra $169,000 on hand, by all means, give it a shot and go ahead and buy one. But you'll be able to get into Metal Stacks. I'll give you all the links on Monday. So just know that that's coming. So let's talk real quick about the DevvE ecosystem. Guys, in case you have been sleeping under a rock, guess what? We finally have a breakout on DevvE. All of mine was stolen, by the way. So damn. But also, we've had a breakout. It finally had a big breakout, and this has been due for a while. It's continued down. Now, this is all of this is gonna. I didn't mean that part. We still have some vesting. There's still some unlocking to go. So it is possible to fall back into this channel. But if not, this is finally the breakout that you guys have been looking for and that you guys have been waiting for. You know, these prices are only where they were back in July or August. It's not a real breakout, but it's a breakout of the trend line. When it breaks out of the trend line, that usually signals a reversal. If we can confirm, if this confirms, and by the way, when you look at it on the 1 hour, you can see here that, you know, as you zoom around here, you can see that it came back here for a back test, and then it started to break out above. So that's a very good sign for DevvE that they're breaking out. Also, in that context, look at FIAS. FIAS is one of the tokens in the ecosystem. Since FIAS came down here to that 007 level, and even a little bit further down, look at FIAS now. It's up at 1.5 to 2 cents. Now, I did say that the optimal level here for FIAS for a breakout is going to be 2.5 cents. If it can make it to 2.5 cents, then we're going to be in really, really, really good shape. But as you come up here, remember, when it launched at about 16 cents. So there is a long way for it to go. Here's the good part for you for FIAS. If you haven't already, it's Litcraft, by the way. If you haven't played Litcraft, go download Litcraft. What is wrong with you? But if you haven't, then FIAS, the thing about it is, it is the token that runs that game ecosystem, and they're continuing to build new games that go into that ecosystem, continuing to upgrade the graphics that go into that ecosystem, continuing to improve the game constantly, and it is built on that DevvE blockchain. It was basically a proof of concept for it, and it will be supported for a very long period of time. Now, with that being the case, let's go over here and look at those market caps. The DevvE market cap up 30% on the day, is back to a 10 million market cap. Remember, it was about a 5 million market cap just a few short days ago. Liquidity continues to increase. It's up to 255,000. And then look at FIAS over here having a certified breakout. Now, the certified breakout, by the way, doesn't look like it because you're looking at it on the daily. Look at that candle, though, right there. If this continues up here, you could see a really, really nice sort of breakout happening. Now, the market cap on it, only 56,000 with 30,000 in liquidity. So low trade volume, but starting to have a move. And same thing as DevvE, there is a vesting process. That vesting process expires September 24. So we have 4 days until the vesting process expires. And that means, by the way, that a lot of the sell pressure might subside. Now, there's not a lot of sell pressure. I do want to say there's not a lot of sell pressure because, I mean, it's 30,000 liquidity, 56,000 market cap. I mean, you're just kind of giving your tokens away at that point. So I don't think there's going to be too much sell pressure. I do think that the sell pressure starts again at 3 cents. So, or 2.5 cents, kind of right in this range right here, if you will. So I do think that we'll probably experience a little bit of sell off and sell back down at that level, because then I think people would be, kind of in profit, or, the paper-handed people would take whatever their loss is or something like that. So there is that possibility, but otherwise, we could be looking at another move. Remember, this launched at 8 cents, immediately went up to almost 17 cents on that launch in that first day before it started coming down. And why did it start coming down? People who bought in the pre-sale started selling off on the top, and then people who were part of the pre-sale or part of the vesting schedule started dumping as soon as their tokens unlocked, and continued to unlock and continue to unlock. But if you, like me, are still holding on to yours, then, and by the way, that's the only one that's the only one they didn't get, and I mean it, that's the only one they didn't get. So I'm super happy to see it pumping right now, but still not selling. So a big move, I think, is coming for FIAS pretty soon, and it is part of the DevvE ecosystem. So make sure that you check that out. Also, MSI, remember, it's at MSI_token. The previous one has been hacked, and it has been reported, and Pablo was intending to rebrand, so he just went ahead and rebranded this thing. Ta-da. Now, huge announcement. They will be sponsoring Brandon Lewis, MMA, from now until his next and upcoming fight. He is a pro MMA fighter, producer of crypto live streams for Jake Gagan and Crypto Journey RS coach and trainer. So that is one of the buddies in the ecosystem. He's a crypto bro. So he is sponsored for now. Really kind of cool stuff happening over here. Just the start of, and look, found this bullish UFC fighter hanging out. That's Brandon Lewis. That led to a partnership. There's all kinds of different stuff happening over here. And what does it look like on MSI right now? Up 11% on the day, 24.52. Look at that. It broke out perfectly from what we said it was going to do, because damn, we're always right here. And look at this. This has been breaking out just perfectly. This was a perfect breakout off of that wedge pattern that was formed a while back. Now, this also, all of my DevvE got stolen. All of my MSI got stolen. So I'm just cheering from the sidelines right now. Remember, I told you Pablo hooked me up immediately, but it was in Ethereum because I needed the cash at that point. So, but that's why we support Pablo, because he's one of the real ones who came through. He didn't make excuses. He didn't, and by the way, let me also shout out Terraport. Let me also shout out Terra Casino. They also stepped up immediately, helped me out. Coins Chick. Let's talk Coins Chick, because it's trading right now. By the way, Coins Chick coin, look at this. It's still continuing up, guys. And I've been telling you this for so long, right? That it's just going to keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going. And I don't know if you guys were all in on it, if you guys were all in on Coinschick Coin, then it would probably be a $500,000 market cap at this point. So I don't think that you believe me when this is happening. I don't think that you believe me a month ago when we started talking about this. I don't think that you believe me over here 45 days ago when we started talking about this. And what has it done the entire time? It's just continued to move up, 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 and away. Like, are you crazy? Holy shit. Look at that. It is just absolutely ripping. And Jeff, the producer, MSI in the house. Thank you guys. Again, look, this community was they very quickly stepped up and supported me. So I definitely want to be supportive of them. Also, let me show you one. And look, I did a single video for them. But because we're talking Tron, you guys might want to check out KoiKoi over here. It came out with this big move down into that 786 line. That usually signifies at least a massive breakout above that. So if you look kind of right here, then you can see that, I gave you the 786 as in the green. And I said yesterday in my video that, this is going to be this is your buy level, your buy zone, expected to come up into that 382 level, which, by the way, is about a 2.5x from where it is right now. So if you haven't already and you're not Tron savvy, get Tron savvy real quick and get yourself a bag of KoiKoi, because I would venture to say, and look at the trade volume, by the way, there's a lot of buying and selling still going on over here. Somebody dumped, by the way, this morning 10,000 in 10,000 in KoiKoi. So one of the early sellers is out. This is the perfect buy opportunity to get yourself back in or to get in. I'm sure this dip is going to be eaten pretty soon, going back into this golden ratio, which is 100% away, and then it'll pump up into these other ranges again. I think this thing is just getting started. So if you haven't already, certainly go check that out. As a matter of fact, we're going to add that over here, watch it for a few days, and see how it goes. All right. Now, PayPay. PayPay is at 1639, up 10%. Volt is up 5% at 2600 again. Still, Volt's got work to do. Volt's going to have to figure something out. Matter of fact, I almost wore my Volt shirt this morning, and I was like, nah, you know what? We're going to go with Descendants today because it's Friday, and I don't know why I don't know what that means, but because of the hack, it turns out I will not be going to Riot Fest. So I'm going to be missing face-to-face tonight. I'm going to be missing all tonight. I'm going to be missing the Descendants tomorrow, but oh well. Ben is up 5% to 1365 since Ben Armstrong is now going to go toe-to-toe with Ansem. I don't even know who Ansem is. I'm supposed to know, but I don't know, and I don't give a shit who he is. It's some guy. I know that. It's some guy. Pepe's up 3.5%. Dog with Hat's up 3%. Myro, I reached out to Myro. Myro reached out to me about 2 weeks ago and said, hey, bro, would you make another video? And I was like, yeah, sure, I will. And then they never sent me tokens, which is, that's how I do my business. So then I reached out to them yesterday, and I was like, or day before yesterday, I'm like, hey, man, if you want me to start talking about Myro again, then send me some more tokens, because those got hacked. I lost those too. And haven't heard a response yet. So we might be covering Myro again at some point pretty soon. I like Myro. So even if I'm not talking about it, I still like Myro. Floki, Brett, Trademaster, Daddy. Speaking of Trademaster, we're not doing the Trademaster thing right now, but I want to show you my newest one. And this is Bitcoin. And I'll show you on Bitcoin. And we're going to do it on the 1 hour. But this is my new one. And it is called Trade Assist. Now, in the comment section down below is a link to Trade Assist. There is a 7-day trial for you to try out Trade Assist. And look at this. This thing it's very, very simple. And it just basically tells you exactly what you need to know. It tells you whether you have bullish or bearish momentum. And it gives you kind of a breakdown. And you can really kind of hone in here and see. Now, let me show you. This is really, really cool what happens here. So you look at it, and we've got an indicator of bullish momentum, right? And you see the bullish momentum, but do you see how some of this is gray? That's when there's a possible trend change. So if you take an entry position where it gives you bullish momentum, then you ride it for a while, and it doesn't give you like it will tell you when it changes. So for example, if you bought over here down here at the bottom where it says bullish momentum is there, then it played all the way out up to here. Now, would I expect you to sell all the way up here? Maybe, maybe not. But when you see it go sideways like this, then you probably know it's headed for a come down, right? Well, then if you check it out, it turns gray over here. And what are we doing? If we're swing trading, if we're just flipping stuff, then what are we doing? We're going from one level of our fib retracement tool to the other level of our fib retracement tool. So we've made this profit right here along the way, and it gave us a picture perfect play out. Guys, all you have to do is go try this, go try this thing out and see if you like it. It works perfectly well. And by the way, let's kind of zoom back over here. This is what it looks like when it gets bearish. You can see here, if you highlight one of the momentum indicators, then it removes the wrapping around it, and it shows you where trend changes might occur. And then it shows you where your entry positions could be. Now, what I'm waiting for right now is I'm waiting for another indicator to tell me that there's bullish momentum. Now, if I move up to the 4-hour, then bullish momentum came out a little while ago, gave me an entry position. If I do that, then boom, maybe I get the big win. But it gives you your entry position right over here. And then what happened? We started ripping up here from where? From this line all the way up here. Now, the other thing is, now that we're up here at the top, we still haven't gotten a gray, but we got that green continuation. And look, the candle for this 4-hour it was a dip, and it got eaten back up. So it looks like a continuation is on the way. Now on the 30-minute, bullish momentum came in right over here. It's continuing on. It's not giving us, look, guys, this is a very good indicator that I have right here. And it is very, very, very simple. All you have to do, and by the way, if you're scalping or something like that, there's your bullish momentum just came in right here at 63,377. It dipped down to 62,633, and then boom, now it's taking off one more time. So this, and by the way, like every indicator everywhere, it's a lagging indicator. Now here we go. This is perfect right here. You got a bearish momentum indicator that popped up right here that we had bearish momentum. And then from there, it got gray all of a sudden. So that's where, that's where you swap your positions and stuff like that. So if you haven't already, Trade Assist, go down there, try it out. Go check this thing out. Again, it's a free 7-day trial. So you're under no obligation to buy like High IQ, like, High IQ is a little bit expensive. By the way, High IQ now has a BitBoy arrow. If you hold on one second here, I don't know if I updated it yet or not, but let me turn that off. And I'm told there's a BitBoy indicator on High IQ right now. I don't know where it is yet. All right, I'll have to figure out where it is on High IQ, but I'll let you know if something comes up with it. So anyway, DevvE up big on the day. FIAS up big on the day. Xverse down big on the day. I think I might be able to get a few of my Xverse tokens back. But I think because I had them locked away. So I mean, maybe I can get a few, but I mean, I don't know. So anyway, well, right now, Maddie, you try Trade Assist because it's a 7-day free trial and see how that works. But yes, you can use High IQ on the iPad because the High IQ indicator is part of TradingView. So all you have to do is sign up at TradingView, and then once you put your email into TradingView, then you get these invite onlys. So I have like Trade Master, I have a High Oscillator IQ, I have High IQ, I have Trade Assist Basic, I have Trade Assist Premium. We're on the Premium right now, so Yeah. I mean, you can certainly go check that out. Looks like the market is starting to pump again. So that's pretty good. Now, in closing, let's go over here to the flows. And you can see here that we had a nice little inflow on the Bitcoin ETF of 158 million. Again, just green day after green day after green day. What is going on with Ethereum? Guess what? I told you guys, I should have goddamn bet it. You know what I mean? Like I should have bet on this one. What I tell you yesterday, we're going to have a green day. We had a green day on the Ethereum ETF, which was a great sign. Finally. So that's it, guys. That's the show. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you. Go check out Trade Assist. Go to metalstacks.net. Wait for Monday because it's going to be down in the link below. You'll be able to check that out. And if you haven't already, consider hitting the like button and liking this video and helping me out so that it trends later on. And now let's pay some bills. If you're looking for staking, if you're looking for a place to stake your crypto, then that place could be Cryptonomy.finance. If you want to stay up to date on all the goings on of cryptocurrency, then you need to follow me on Cryptonomy.finance. My name is Bleaves Crypto, and this is my latest article, Tapped In, the Evolution of Digitally Linked Assets. Go and follow me, learn a little bit about cryptocurrency. It's very important. Cryptonomy offers high-quality research from professional analysts, 24/7 instant support for every community member, and other information channels where critical updates are posted daily. I'm going to leave a link down below for you to go into each one of those channels, the Cryptonomy Update, the Cryptonomy Finance, and the Cryptonomy News channel. One of the biggest plays right now is real-world assets, so I'm about to drop 1,100 Link into a staking contract that's going to last me for 9 months with a 64.8% return. Just like that, we're staked. Guys, if you're interested in keeping your money and making